All that developing news out of New Haven, where police in the Elm City are investigating after a teenager was shot during a drive-by shooting. It all happened on Goff Street between Orchard and Winter Streets. Pinpoint News Tracker is showing you the area right now. Channel 3 New Haven Bureau Chief Matt McFarland is live at the mobile newsroom outside police headquarters, where he just got an update from the chief. Matt.
Well, Aaron, the chief says this seems to be a back and forth between groups of teenagers that live near each other. It's been taking place since the spring. The victim, 16-year-old, police say he is known to them. He is in stable condition. Meanwhile, this shooting today happened right in the exact same spot where another shooting near a school happened just earlier this spring as well. Now, I want you to take a look at some video. This is what the scene on Goff Street looked like earlier today. We saw police outside the St. Martin's townhomes, an apartment complex right across the street from the Dr. Reginald Mayo Early Learning Center. Now, police tell us just before 11 o'clock this morning, a 16-year-old was outside the apartment complex when a car drove by firing shots. That teen was rushed to Yale New Haven Hospital. Fortunately, there were no students outside the front of the school at the time of the shooting, and the shots were fired away from the school. But the shooting did force 3 schools to briefly go into lockdown. Now, throughout the afternoon, we spotted officers out in the neighborhood talking with residents, following up on leads, including finding a stolen car out of North Branford that was involved in a shots fired incident last night. As we mentioned earlier, this morning's shooting, the same spot where police say 23 shots were fired outside of the Mayo Early Learning Center back in April during dismissal. And the chief says this is likely a continuation of group of teens that have been feuding since earlier this spring.
It seems to be there's a lot of stolen cars involved. We're finding them to have ghost guns, which seem to be easily accessible right now. We're working with the ATF on shutting that down. And we've made a lot of arrests related to these shootings. The shooting on Mayo, in front of Mayo School just a couple weeks ago, we made arrests. We charged people in that. They're in custody. So it's not them, it's just a continuation of some beefs that started in the beginning of the month.
It's really sad because the kids in the school, they shouldn't have to go through that. They shouldn't have to be put in a situation where they go home telling their parents oh, this is what's happening in our schools. So it's really unsettling.
And the chief says they will have extra patrol officers and also plainclothes detectives in that neighborhood for the time being. And they're also asking anyone with information who might have witnessed today's shooting to give police a call. They say all tips can be made anonymously. We're live at the mobile newsroom in New Haven. Matt McFarland, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.